Hello friends, welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. Today we're getting back into Queenie and Sourface. There's been quite a few previous episodes. If you missed those, links in the description. Essentially, there are a couple of kissing cousins, and it's pretty gross, but OP's trying to throw a monkey wrench in the middle of all that. This is the finale, at least for the first half of the saga, so I hope that you guys will enjoy it. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get on into it, shall we? Tales of Community College, the one who has it bad. Part number 10. Hello, ReddX and lovely readers. Hello, Dizzy, OP, good to see ya. I am once again back to tell you the final tale of this nightmare. This saga is really just the tip of the iceberg, the appetizer, if you will, and what better way to finish this tale than with good wine? Oh yeah, I love that. Fill me up with wine. This is going to be a real beefy one. In this tale, we're starting with me meeting up with Goodfella so I can quote-unquote dress to impress. This tale is also where Art Lad acts a bit extra, but not too extra. Okay? This tale is going to be a lot overall, and if you have a problem with harm, then it's recommended you read a different tale than this one. If you don't like harm. Why is harm in brackets? What's happening? Like, what kind of harm? Did something bad happen to you, OP? I guess we'll have to see. Mind you, it's not too bad. It's more like fuck around and find out. Also, thanks for pushing through my bad grammar and writing. Me telling you these tales helps a lot. Yeah, we do what we can out here, you know? Who do you want to be? OP, do you really want to be the past version of OP, who's 19? The one who came to this college starry-eyed, but became jaded because of a good friend? Personality type is a geeky bookworm introvert. You could also be Art Lad, a wannabe 19-year-old dude who has a problem with loneliness, the screw-up who has a stalker and an a-hole new friend. Personality type is a lousy friend whore, TM, extrovert. Wow. I mean, I haven't vibed with him basic through this whole thing, but friend whore it seems strong. Good fella. Maybe you want to be a 18-year-old puppet master who hates his family. The friend you need and always there to help. Personality type is gay boy mean girl with a dark side. Sour face? Yeah, you don't want to be that dude. Trust me. You don't want to be a mean girl trapped in a fat man's body who believes he has the power to make every single female wet, even when frowning. Personality type? Alpha Neckbeard. Cheeky. You want to be ex-gang member Chica from East LA, don't you? A girl who will 100% shank a biche? Personality type is don't mess with me, Holmes. Some honorable and dishonorable mentions. Sourface's buddies, Queenie and her yes man, Mama and Papa. Ready? I suppose so. Then let's start. Where we let off is Goodfella telling me that I have to meet up with Sourface at this barcade and that I have to dress for the part. Since I said yes to the meetup and agreed to do some shopping, Saturday was uneventful, so that all leads us to Sunday morning. My phone is ringing, vibrating, whatever. I pick it up to see Goodfella trying to talk to me, so I answered, and Goodfella said, "Good morning, OP. I was wondering if you'd want me to pick you up instead of taking the train." I don't mind. OP says, "Oh, well, good morning, Goodfella. I'm not sure that I should, since I don't have a job at the moment, so I don't have gas money for you." Goodfella, "No need to pay for gas. Besides, what are friends for? I just want this Sunday to be fun." Whenever somebody hands you a nice thing, even if it's a really small, seemingly simple nice thing like that, I want you to wave your hand around it on all sides and see if you can find out where the strings are attached, okay? There's definitely going to be some strings attached here. Rubbing the sleep out of my eyes, I replied with, "Okay, sure," and got ready. Goodfella wanted to spend the day with me. To be honest, I also wanted to spend some time with Goodfella since it's been a long time since I hung out with someone. I wanted to have a break from my shitty friend and going through all this bullshit. I heard a knock at the door and I opened it to see my cousin Cheeky. Cheeky, "Good morning, prima. You want to come to the kitchen and make some breakfast? Compre donuts," which means, I brought donuts. OP says, "Oh, well, thanks, Cheeky, but I'm not eating here. I'm meeting up with a friend this morning. I might come home tarde," which is late. Cheeky gives me the smile that screams, "I want cheese, me." Cheeky. Oh, you never go out on the weekend without telling someone the day before. Este amigo un varón? Is this friend a guy? OP says, well, yeah, but it's not like that. Nomás me está ayudando a comprar ropa. I'm just looking to buy some clothes. Gosh, my Spanish is rusty. That's a basic sentence. I couldn't translate a single word of it. Cheeky says, sí, prima, lo que tú dices. Anyway, be home by 10 p.m. if you're planning to be with your amigo all day. Which basically means, yeah, sure, cousin. Whatever you say. OP says, yes, Cheeky, I'll make sure to be home by that time. Yeah, 10 p.m.? That's not a bad curfew, is it? She leaves smiling, thinking I'm going on a date. However, little did she know that the real date would be on Monday. So I headed out to wait for Goodfella. I remember Goodfella arriving to my cousin's house within 30 minutes of me, and then talking to him on the phone because he lived 20 minutes from campus in the other direction. Like, for example, I lived on the west side, he lived on the east side, so it should have taken him longer, you know? Well, he arrived and once again let me nerd out about Goodfella's car. He had a black 99 BMW Z3M Coupe, a two-door car. Those type of cars ain't cheap, but like a dumbass, I didn't take it as a red flag. I mean, the car by itself, I guess, should be a red flag for a college student, but I don't know, maybe his family comes from money, you know? I'm not gonna prejudge somebody just because you're vain enough to overpay on an automobile. Anyway, OP enters the car and says, dude, how the hell did you even get this? How'd you get this on a college student budget? Oh, see, you're asking the right questions. You saw the red flag and questioned it. Goodfella said, oh, I didn't. When my mother heard I was taking the bus to work, she let me have it. She had this for years, but she didn't give it to me without saying that her car was for Sourface to use, but since you left the nest early, might as well be you, right? OP says, well, see, not everyone in your family is so bad. Goodfella. She did drop a hint to Sourface, and when he didn't get it, my mother just tried to convince him to buy a new car. OP says, well, did he? Goodfella. He drives a Ford F-150 from 2013, and he still doesn't have a job. The only reason he has that car is because my uncle helped pay for that car. OP says, well, it is a truck, actually. Well, that's semantics. Let's not get off in the weeds. Seems like everybody's getting cars bought for them. That's what I know. How do I get on that fucking gravy train? What is this? Goodfella says, whatever. The point is, they didn't give this for free because now I have to pay to keep it. OP says, really? I find that part hard to believe. Then again, you don't usually get a car just because, unless you're a 16-year-old girl with a rich daddy. Goodfella says, your family doesn't have a car for you to use? OP says, no. Money was budgeted hard, Goodfella. I guess we're from two different worlds. That's why we need to get you some new clothes. OP says, oh, yeah. For that, huh? I mean, just because your brother gets new stuff doesn't mean, Goodfella. Look, it's more than just cars and college funds. It's favoritism. Well, would you consider putting the pissing contest to bed and just fucking focusing on what you're supposed to be doing with your life, which is college at this point? I mean, I know he's not going to do it, but I had to suggest it. OP says, I didn't want to argue. During that drive, we talked about nothing, just shooting the breeze. And then I asked OP, so where are we going, Goodfella? To the mall, of course. Nice clothing is what we need. Just one little outfit. OP, the mall, Goodfella. You don't like the mall, OP. Well, my battery drains fast at a mall. Too many people. Plus, I don't feel like I have the body type for mall clothes. The mall has clothes for all types. You got, skinny people clothes at Hollister and PacSun, and then bigger people clothes are at Hot Topic. They know their audience. Goodfella says, you are so silly, Dizzy. Body type doesn't matter when it comes to dressing nicely. Besides, we're only getting clothes that just make you look like you care, okay? Yes, let me put on this facade that I give a fuck. I love it. OP says, still, I'm not gonna wear a dress, dude. Could I just get, a nice sweater and some jeans? Goodfella. But you always wear sweaters. Don't worry. I'll keep your style in mind. You're not gonna fucking dress me up, okay? We entered the parking lot of the mall, and I say again, I really do not like shopping. This mall, however, was one of those high-end fashion malls. Doesn't matter. High-end mall, low-end mall, they're all dead these days, aren't they? To give you an idea, they not only had long lines for the famous brands, but also guards at the front of every door to stop shoplifting. I don't know if the guards are really signifier of high class, but I guess it's possible. They got guards at every door in the Philippines. Like, you don't go to a mall without a guard, so maybe just built different. I don't know. Since it was a Sunday, it was already pretty crowded, even at 8 a.m. I followed Goodfella like a lost puppy. He took me to a clothing store that seemed high-end, but it didn't have a line waiting outside, which was good. I remember the store having those really smooth black mannequins with like really nice suits and turtleneck sweaters. Goodfella turns to me and says, "This is one of my favorite stores. Since you prefer sweaters, I thought a nice woven turtleneck should be perfect for the date setup." Honestly, it's not a bad choice. OP says, "Well, I'm meeting Sourface at a barcade, right? So shouldn't I wear something that's for a bar or an arcade? Well, like a musty old oversized Pac-Man shirt? Fuck all that." Goodfella says, "Well, we're only buying a sweater here, and then we're gonna buy you a new pair of jeans from this other store that I love, and also the new shoes that go with this outfit." OP says, "Well, I'm already lost. Why so many stores?" Goodfella, "It's fashion, honey. God, you really are a guy. It's like you don't even think about your outfits." I truly don't. OP says, "Dude, if it smells clean and doesn't have stains, then I'ma wear it. It's not church, you know?" Yeah, that's so real. Goodfella, "Oh, God, you save your good clothes for church?" That's when Goodfella pinches the bridge of his nose and lets out a very deep sigh. I do try the dress nice, but I feel like Goodfella's trying way too hard here. He takes my arm and brags to me about one of the clothing racks that had all the turtlenecks, and he stops to ask, "What's your size, by the way? I don't want it to be too baggy or too tight." OP, "I'm a men's XL? Why? I was already wearing men's shirts." Goodfella, "XL? Nah, I don't think that's your size." He then goes up to me and tugs and pulls back my sweater to see my body shape, and with a gasp, he goes, "Oh my God, you're wearing baggy clothing! You're swimming in this! Why do you wear sizes too big for your body?" OP says, "Well, I like baggy clothing. It lasts longer." Maybe she's about the oversized Pac-Man shirt. And Goodfella says, "Still, you're actually way skinnier than your clothes show off, so take this and try it out." He hands me a dark brown turtleneck in the size of a men's medium and leads me to the fitting rooms. I doubted him saying I was skinnier than what I looked, but I tried on the sweater and goddamn, he was right. I was wearing the wrong size, but gender dysphoria then kicked in, but I attempted to push it away as much as I could as I headed out to show him. With an, "Oh my, see, that looks nice." I looked at the price tag and my jaw hit the floor. OP, "Dude, this sweater's $50. Maybe I should find a cheaper version." Goodfella, "Nonsense, I'm paying, and I want you to wear that." Yep, just out here at the mall playing human Barbie dolls. It's not weird. Nothing weird's happening. Anyway, I went back to the fitting room, and while holding the sweater, I did feel off about Goodfella paying for me. Maybe that's about how I was raised or taught by my family. They got this thing where you never let them pay for something expensive because it's a no-no, or at least you have to return the favor. In my culture, it's viewed as kinda tacky. I think that's one of those things that transcends culture, OP. Before I could object, Goodfella just took the sweater out of my hand and paid for it. With my guilt rising, I said, "Dude, I'll pay you back. You don't need to do that." And then he said, "Oh, stop, it's a gift." And this also happens for a pair of black Levi's and a pair of slip-on Vans. The whole outfit cost about $180. I knew I wasn't going to convince him to stop, so I just said thanks and promised to repay him back with a pat on the back and, "It's a gift. Don't worry." It's not a gift. I see the strings. This is going to be the hardest outfit OP ever bought. I ask if he's getting something for himself, and he says, oh, he already did the day before. And then we head back to the car and start talking about the plans regarding Sourface. At the same time, he asked me about my time with Queenie, as I gave her the list of traits that Art Lad liked in a girl. He was shocked, and he also didn't know where she was staying or with whom she was staying. OP. So you know about not only Sourface's friends, but also Queenie's? Good fella. Yes, it's both just love to bitch about each other all the time. I'm actually shook that she's staying with Bon Bon, since it seems like she hates her the most. Yeah, then she doesn't feel as bad taking advantage, I guess. OP says, well, why be friends with someone like that? It's just toxic crap all around you at that point. Good fella. I could be asking you the same question too. Yeah, self-awareness flickering. OP says, well, nice try, but I haven't talked to him in a while now. Face to face, at least. Good fella. Well, now you have your outfit, so how about we get some brekkie? OP. Well, I do got money for that, so don't worry about me not paying. Good fella. I've been curious for a while now. I've heard through the grapevine that you never thought of guys or girls in a romantic sense, you know, like dating. OP says, oh, yeah, about that. Well, it is something that people find weird, but why do you ask? Good fella. Well, don't take this the wrong way, but have you ever thought about boys and or girls in, the other way? OP. By other way, you mean like an intimate way? Good fella doesn't respond, knowing it's kind of awkward to ask. He didn't say it in a creepy way, mind you. He just said it more in a way to try and figure me out. OP says, well, to put it simply, I do sometimes, but I'm kind of afraid about my family thinking that it's weird that I date both men and women, you know? Why are you asking me this? Good fella. I don't want to push you that hard into something that you're not okay with. I know you're helping me get back at my own family, but I also feel the need to be the elder gay here. The elder gay. Hilarious. Is that a thing? Probably it is. That's really funny to me. OP says, elder gay? Dude, I'm older than you. Good fella. Well, you know what I mean. OP says, to explain briefly what an elder gay is. Oh, I love this. It's so funny. It simply means a gay or queer person who helps another person when they first come out, when they themselves have already been out for quite some time. The person who just came out is called a baby gay. Well, I don't like that one as much. Yeah, that one makes me deeply uncomfortable. Elder gay and proto gay, like protege gay. Good fella, being the one who came out earlier in his life while I had just come to terms with my queerness, was really the only one that I could trust, and oh boy, could he read people. I don't want to tell you more about him, not because it's something that I'm uncomfortable telling. No, it's because it's a spoiler for the next tale, which focuses primarily on him. Yes, there's OP's been writing up a storm, and I love it. The rest of the time was fun. We went into a nice diner and laughed and talked about nothing, and yeah, I headed home after that. Cheeky, being the typical Mexican, wanted that hot gossip, only to find out that it was not really to be any sort of good chisme. I went to my room to recharge from being outside, and that's when I get a text from the one and only Sourface. It reads something like, I know my brother has told you about our meet because I've ordered him to do so. I'll be waiting with my pals just so you can see the alpha in action. Gross. I need a shower. I simply replied with a thumbs up emoji and put down my phone. Cheeky came by to my room and told me that my mother and father were coming by to visit, since they had also gone to give my sister a visit that week. So they wanted to come see me, my cousin, and her family as well. And I asked when they'll be coming, and she said, I don't know. Well, thanks, so helpful. That night went by fast, and it lands us on Monday morning. I put my date clothes in the bag so I could change before meeting up with Sourface. Class was going well until I heard Art Lad shouting for me to stop. My blood kind of boiled, but not enough to tell him off. However, I didn't stop walking, but since Art Lad is fit, he caught up with me pretty easily. Ugh, more art lad. Gross. Also, date clothes in the bag is kind of sad. Like, just wear it. Wear it throughout the day, see how you like it, you know? I like to get a little spruced up sometimes. Why not? But then you've been wearing, you might show up sweaty or something for the date. Maybe it's the good move. I don't know. What's the weather like in your region? Art lad says, Dizzy, wait up! No, not stopping. But he stopped right in front of me. OP, move, art lad. I'm not in the mood. Art lad, Dizzy, please. We need to talk, but best bro's not talking to me. OP, don't care. Your mess, your problem. And that's when he did something that made me freeze for a bit. He tightly gripped my arms and he had this look on his face. Art lad, Dizzy, please. I need someone. Anyone. Please, don't be mad at me, Dizzy. I know I fucked up, but please talk to me. OP, art lad, you're scaring me. I tried to shake him off, but his grip got tighter. Remember, art lad's 6'3" and can run real fast, while I'm 5'8" who stays inside playing video games and reading books. He was not letting go. I did the only thing that I could think of, and as calmly as I could, I said, Art lad, please let me go. We can talk later. Art lad, you promise? What the fuck is wrong with you for real? OP says, yeah, promise swearsies. It's just a fact. I'll text you when I'm free. He lets go slowly and leaves without another word. Weird as fuck. I texted the only other person that I thought could help me, and that was Goodfella at the time. He wasn't pleased. Goodfella called me. Goodfella, what the fuck is going on? You told me you're not talking to him. OP, I wasn't. He just came up to me. I didn't want him near me, yet he gripped me so tightly that it looked like he was about to cry. Goodfella, fuck! You have to leave campus now! OP, why, dude? He's just panicking and not dealing with it well. I can't just go home and get to the barcade on time. Goodfella, you should go now! OP, now? What are you, Goodfella? He's been there now, waiting for you. Don't worry, I got this. Who, Art Lad or Sourface? Was Art Lad trying to warn her about Sourface? As he hangs up, I just do what I've been told and head to the nearest restroom and change into my date clothes, and I started to head out. As I arrived, there weren't many people inside. Duh, because who's going to an arcade bar on a Monday afternoon? So I spotted Sourface and his 4 friends, who I'll call, I don't know, friends 1 to 4. Yes, no personalities, you are all numbers to me. So I eased myself in and looked around to see if I could spot Goodfella. I texted Goodfella, but not before Sourface stood in front of me. Sourface, well, hello, OP. You really dressed up for me, huh? I want to vomit. With quick thinking, I answered, OP, oh this, no, I just wanted to look nice. Sourface, you don't need to text me. I'm right here. OP, oh, sorry. I was texting someone else, so are you gonna introduce me to your friends? Friends 1 and 2 are these fat dudes, not as fat as Sourface. In fact, they're just barely heavier than Goodfella. Friend 3 is a skinny dude with a bad case of the pizza face, and he's a fucking mouth breather. And lastly, friend 4 must be his right-hand man, because he walks up to him, and yeah, he dresses similar to Sourface, but just a hair skinnier than him. Sourface, this is friend 4. He's my co-alpha, but he's not as alpha as me. That's neat. You guys kissed each other on the mouth? Friend 4, fuck you, Sourface. Friend 3, you shouldn't use such foul language in front of a female. Friend 1, yeah, unless you want to make it easier for the rest of us. OP, say what now? Friend 2, the name is Friend 2. I'm shocked to see that Sourface wasn't lying. OP, huh? Friend 4, you see, Sourface goes on and on about how he could get laid, but he never really proves it. Gee, how hard is it to pull your cousin and yet not want to show it off to your sleazy pals? OP says, oh, well, me and Sourface are just fatty club members. I just wanted to make some more gaming buddies. Friend 3, really? Just friends, huh? Friend 1, the female said they're club members. Sourface, you don't know nothing. I ordered my little brother to have her brought here like a true alpha. Do we get to fight for alpha status? I'll fight you. I don't even need alpha status afterwards. I'm gonna do it on principle. OP says, y'all, I shit you not. At this point, they all started to growl at each other. I'm not gonna lie, it looked so gay. This whole thing is really homoerotic and weird to me. But I can't stop staring on in terror. I know they did that to challenge each other's, but those growls sounded so wrong to me the more I think about it. Yeah, it wasn't the high-pitched threatening one, it was like the low bedroom. I don't think anybody's actually made that sound in the bedroom. As they're doing the growling, I got a text from Goodfella saying he was in the building and that he could see me. I looked around, but I couldn't see him. Then he texted, "Stop looking around! Do something!" I snapped back and said, "Hey guys, can one of you explain to me what I'm supposed to be doing here? Because I've never really been in a barcade." The Alpha Pack turns to me and quickly changed their moods. Friend 4, "Forgive us, m'lady." He actually used the Spanish version of it, but it's mispronounced so horribly that I don't even know how to spell it. "We didn't mean to be so rough, and I'd heard from Sourface that you can speak Spanish well." I was trying to remember if I ever spoke Spanish at the club, because sometimes I do say Spanish words without really thinking. However, I'm pretty sure Queenie told Sourface since I did tell her off. With confusion on my face, I asked OP, "Sourface, I don't remember ever..." Sourface, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. Anyway, we're gonna start up around a Street Fighter. Want to see my awesome skills?" Sus moments right there, OP. My ears did perk up when Street Fighter was mentioned. I always choose Guile, cause why not? Sonic Boom! But here's my problem. My turn never came. Instead, I was forced to watch the alphas play. I think you gotta put a quarter like on the thing, and that's the cue. However, I'm getting ahead of myself, so I asked OP, "Skills?" Friend 2, "Oh yeah, you can tell who has skill. Fear not, I'll show you real skill." OP, "No, that's not really what I'm..." Friend 3, "You? Skillful? You can't even beat me in Smash Bros without throwing a fit." Friend 1, "Motherfucker, you button mash in that game." Friend 4, "Gentlemen, please, if you want to prove your skills, then actually show it." "That's right, boys, put up or shut up." So of course the head alpha, Sourface, goes first. Sourface and Queenie have one thing in common. Both of them treat their friends like shit. However, I've never seen someone go off the rails angry before or since then. I mean, he really shit-talked him down and badly offhand, called him gay. I mean, he didn't use that word, but I want to try and keep ReddX monetized. I appreciate it, OP. Sourface loses on the first fucking level, and he's shouting, "The fuck? I can't waste this coin!" and blah blah blah. His friends, however, are dogging him hard. Friend 4, "Wow, really? You just started." Friend 1, "Some skills you got there." Friend 2, "You did the erectile dysfunction of games." Sourface, "Fuck you." Friend 3, "Step aside, Sourface. It's my turn now." Sourface, "Fine. I didn't want to upset the female." With a rousing game of Street Fighter, yes. My constitution is just that weak. OP says, "I hate that fucking word female. It doesn't help my gender dysphoria off the rail at the moment either." So Friend 3 starts talking about his game and he's doing okay. Not good, not bad. But I took this chance to make Sourface spill anything about him and Queenie. That is why I was here with the guy who made me freeze up, alongside his friends as well, no less. So I thought it would be a good idea to try and play his ego just a bit. OP, "Wow, you're doing way better than Sourface. Is that the character you always choose?" Friend 3, "Thanks. Yes, I always choose this one." I look to see Sourface and oh, he's big mad. I don't think they're being nice to me just because I'm their dream girl, but more because I'm just a girl, and this is a pity throw, like they're doing me a favor. Whatever. I just want to fuck shit up and have Sourface get in trouble for Goodfella, and I guess to get back at him for making me feel uncomfortable. But dear reader, this is the part where I realize that this is the mistake, because out of nowhere, Friend 4 places an arm around me and says, Friend 4, "So, Dizzy, right? Can you tell me if you've ever seen Sourface with someone?" OP, someone? Friend 4, "Like I said, Sourface is always saying he can get laid, and yet he never shows any proof." What sort of proof are you expecting? Gross. OP says, "Proof? What do you mean? Like him going on a date?" Sourface's buddy give a giggle, and Friend 4's hand is now placed on my back. Friend 4, "Anyone can go on a date, but that doesn't mean that he's hit third base." OP, third base? You mean, I'm trying not to panic, because every time someone talks about this kind of stuff, I get really uneasy. Friend 4, "Yes, Sourface needs to prove that he's done it, as in a picture of him, at least post-coitus." This is really weird. I don't like it at all. And I don't think that's third base either. I'm pretty sure that would be a home run at that point. Third base is just mouth stuff, isn't it? I don't remember. OP says, "What the fuck?" I push him away. Why would anyone take a selfie naked with a girl next to him? So you guys can what, like beat to it or something? Friend 2, "It's not like that." Friend 3, "We're not gay." OP, "It's not about being gay, stupid." Before I could say more, Sourface grabs my arm and turns me around and says, Sourface, "You think you can just talk to us men like that?" OP, "Let go of me." I was planning on running out, but instead I get pushed to a wall of the barcade with a loud thud. I hit my head on the back of the wall, and Sourface has both of my arms in a very tight grip. I was really panicking now. Sourface has me pinned to the wall. Friend 2, "You need to learn your place, you ugly bitch." OP, "Let go of me. What are you doing?" Dude, fuck, where's the owner? Security? Somebody? Holy shit, this has really gotten out of hand in a hurry, hasn't it? And that is when I felt it. A hand trying to find its way into my sweater. I fucking screamed at the top of my lungs. Everything went too fast. I was screaming, "No! Get off, please!" I almost remembered yelling in Spanish for someone to help while Sourface was trying to cover my mouth, and then I heard one of the most heavenly sounds of Sourface getting punched in the face. It was Goodfella. Oh, thank God. Honestly, I don't like him truly, but like in this moment, so clutch. So fucking clutch. Sourface, "Ah, what the fuck, Goodfella? What are you doing here?" Goodfella, "What do you think?" Before anyone could do anything, one of the workers and the security guard came by to see what's going on. "Hey, here they are! Way too fucking late. Great job." Somebody came like from out of nowhere, probably across the street watching with binoculars and did your fucking job for you. Do you have a tip for him? Maybe he should just take your pay. Take your fucking job. Why don't you go home? Pack your stuff. Good fella. Congratulations. OP shouts to the workers and security guards saying, "These assholes were trying to assault me." And yeah, I don't really remember what happens next. My brain's drawing a blank here, but I do remember being kicked out and that we are also all banned. Dude, what the fuck? You throw the baby out with the bathwater or something. Sourface tried to catch up to me and Goodfella. I just continue walking and Goodfella does the same, but we're stopped by Friend 3. Goodfella, "Move, asshole!" Friend 3, "No! Not until after you pay for having us kicked out and banned." OP, "Oh, fuck off. You and your little buddies pushed me up against the goddamn wall." Sourface, "You gaylord! Can't believe you played me on." It turns to Goodfella, "And you! What are you doing here, Goodfella? I thought you were a god-forsaken gay." Goodfella, "That's none of your business, Sourface." OP, "Please just leave me alone. I'm so done here." Goodfella, "I'll take you home, Dizzy." Sourface, "Oh no you don't." And he once again tries to manhandle me, but this time I quickly pull away. OP, "Stop! No more! I can't do this. Good fella. Dizzy, calm down, OP. No! I don't want to do this anymore. I can't keep this up. Damn, bro. Real. Good fella. Dizzy. I think he gives this look of shut up, don't spill the plan. OP says, I hate myself. I hate myself even more for going through with it. Sourface. Huh? Good fella. OP, please. I'm crying at this point. OP says, why? I only agreed to this fucking date so I could dig up some dirt on Sourface and Queenie. Sourface. What? Friend 4. Queenie? You mean the cousin? Friend 1. What about her? Friend 3. Is there something going on? Friend 2. Sourface, what's going on? Sourface. Nothing. Good fella. Dizzy. Shh. Sourface. Tell me now, good fella. What are you planning this time? Good fella. Fuck you, that's what. And then in a lower voice, he says, Dizzy, you're fucking up the plan. OP says, fuck this plan. I'm ending it. You're on your own this time, good fella. Good fella. OP! I just turn to Sourface and tell him the truth. OP says, do you want to know the truth, motherfucker? Fine. Me and Goodfella are trying to expose you and Queenie to your family regarding the fact that you two are fucking each other. Friend 4. Oh, what the hell? Friend 2. You're banging your cousin, dude? Friend 3. She isn't even that hot. What's wrong with you? Friend 1. Oh God, I feel sick. Yeah, you wanted to know what was going on, so just lay it all out on the table. Sourface says, good fella, you asshole. Good fella. Good going, Dizzy. OP. Fuck you too, good fella, I'm getting out of here. Sourface. Like hell you are. He then grabs both me and Goodfella by the collar, and he has the angriest face that I've ever seen. Sourface. You two aren't leaving here to go tell Mom and Dad. I'm not letting you have them cut me off. You can do it to Queenie, but not to me. Huh. How did he get it done to Queenie, is I guess the question I have. Anyway, Goodfella swung again, but this time he hit Sourface in the stomach, which caused him to let go. His gaming buddies all seemed to be in shock and just sort of stood there. Sourface just let out a screw you and punched back. It missed Goodfella, but the fist landed on my bottom left cheek. I know it wasn't a hard punch, but it was hard enough to leave a bruise, and it did cause me to fall over because number 1, ow, and number 2, the punch threw me off balance and I landed on the side of the road. This was in broad daylight, so everyone could see and hear us, and to this day, I'm pretty surprised that nobody called the cops or something in that moment. I mean, it's a bunch of doughy people fighting outside an arcade. They're probably drunk. They're gonna wear themselves out in like 2 minutes. It's not gonna continue long enough for the cops to get here, I'll tell you that. So when I looked up, I saw Goodfella in a chokehold getting punched by Sourface. Then I see Sourface's friends circle around me, and I heard Sourface say, don't let him leave! And that's when Goodfella says, run! In between punches, so I tried to get up, but I get grabbed by one of them, and I guess without thinking, I kicked one of them in the nards, and I just started running, and I mean running! Sprinting! To the metro that I always take to head home. Adrenaline is rushing through my veins, and I just keep going, because I can hear the skinny one right behind me. I haven't prayed hard in years, or really since, so under my breath, I was praying so many Hail Marys while thinking to myself, please make it, please make it, please make it, and then I see it. The train station. I was thinking, yes, I made it, but not before I tripped and fell down near a rose bush. Fear and adrenaline really narrows your vision. Well, there goes my new clothes, and a lot of my blood. The thorns of the rose bush dug into my skin real deep, but I tried to get up quickly, and I was pulled back by the collar of my shirt, and put in this weird bear hug or something, and I heard the skinny one saying, nice try, I'm taking you back, and I shout, fuck you, I ain't going back there. Friend 3, you got me kicked out of the barcade, so you owe me. I once again started screaming, but it was that loud scream, the kind of scream that actually hurts your ears. Like a wuss, he lets go, and I just start running and screaming, hoping someone will help or something. I didn't care that I looked completely crazy. I just wanted to go home. It's a good thing you leveled up your Banshee Scream skill. That's... Fucking sonic damage is so effective, especially against, like, hill giants. Whatever. I was about to cross the street, but I was stopped by Goodfella's car. I didn't realize that I had ran 3 full city blocks in order to get here. Also, how did Sourface's pal keep up? How did he not get tired? But I guess fear can either slow time down or speed it up. Goodfella popped his head out, and he was not happy and was covered with some light bruising. Are you trying to imply that Goodfella drove the skinny guy after you to catch you at the train station, but he got his ass kicked? I feel like I'm being gaslit left and right, I'll tell you that. This story keeps me guessing. Goodfella, get in the car! The plan's ruined now! OP, who cares? I look back to see Sourface's truck coming towards us. Oh, that's how. Fear resurfaced in my veins, and I got into Goodfella's car and yelled at him to drive! Again, how the fuck we didn't get stopped by the cops, since we're not only in a college town, but it was also during broad daylight. Goodfella turns to me and says, I'm taking you home! OP, hell no! Your brother's following us, and I don't want him to know where I live. Goodfella, are you kidding me? At this point, I just started sobbing again. Everything hit me all at once. I'm pretty sure I'm misremembering some things, or maybe my brain's blocking some details out, because I can't remember parts about why Sourface and his pals got upset with me, nor can I remember the things Goodfella said to me when I informed Sourface of our plans. Never did he say that we'd succeed with our plan. It must have been a little while, because once I looked up, Goodfella seemed a bit calmer, and he said to me, "The plan is ruined." Yeah, no shit. So long, and thanks for all the shoes, buddy. OP says, I have a bruise on my face. I was thrown into a wall, hit my head, landed somewhere in a rose bush while I was running, and your only fucking concern is that the plan is ruined. I wasn't mad. I should have been, but I wasn't, okay? More than anything, I was tired and already checked out of the situation. I looked at my body, covered in dirt, leaves, thorns, and my clothes did have some sizable blood stains. Yeah, you're gonna want to dab those with baking soda. OP says, I'm covered in blood. How the hell am I gonna go home like this? I don't know. Maybe he'll buy you a new set of clothes or whatever. This time I want to go to Tilly's and get some dickies. Goodfella just lets out a deep sigh and says, I'm sorry, Dizzy. I never thought, OP. It's fine, Goodfella. Just, my phone started to ring and my heart sank into my stomach. My mother was calling, and I also saw that Art Lad had texted me as well. I looked to Goodfella and told him it's my mother, and I told him about Art Lad's text as well. Goodfella calmly told me to pick up the call and stay in the car, so we stopped at the gas station and looked at the screen. But it was at this point that I did the worst thing that I've ever done. I let my call to my mom go to voicemail and instead decided to call Art Lad. But I tried to mask what had just happened to me and waited. Art Lad, Dizzy, thank God you called. You're not mad anymore? OP, I just saw the text. What's up? Art Lad, OP, it's bad. It's like real bad. OP, bad? Art Lad, it's Queenie. Yeah, figures. What else is new? OP says, what now? Art Lad tells me that Queenie's basically done everything on that list. The way he was telling me sounded like she was following him everywhere and doing a lot of creepy crap to him, and he just couldn't handle it anymore, or was afraid of telling anyone. How creepy, you may ask? Well, to put it short, and not adding too much detail, Queenie basically shows up at random times, wearing and/or acting like his dream girl, and basically getting madder and madder when Art Lad tells her to leave. I felt really guilty. I was mad at him, but I was the one responsible for all this bullshit he's dealing with now. I really was no different than them, you know? I was feeling remorse, so badly in fact that I was thinking of just telling Goodfella to not ask me to continue the plan, and going to Queenie and trying to stop her, and telling the truth about the list as well. I knew that I needed to tell Art Lad about the plan because he wasn't doing well, and that was my fault. He may have told my trauma to someone, but that didn't end up with me having a stalker. As mad as I am at him, I admit I took it too far. But then Art Lad hit me with this question. Okay, we'll wait for the question, but I want to say, OP, great job. There's some fucking beautiful self-reflection in that, you know? So Art Lad says, Hey, Dizzy, have you been hanging around with a good fella, Sourface's younger brother? OP says, well, why do you ask? Art Lad, oh, well, today Queenie was following me to every single class, and she caught up to me trying to talk to me, and then she got a text from someone. OP, so? Art Lad, she got mad and started to shout about that home-wrecking bitch and got her things while saying that she's glad that she's tracking Goodfella on her phone. OP's not following, and I don't think I am either. OP says, huh? Art Lad, I don't understand. Art Lad, I think she's out trying to find Goodfella for some reason, and I want to know, you're not with him, are you? I guess me fucking around with Queenie and Sourface wasn't worth the dopamine rush. In a way, I was lucky to call Art Lad, so Goodfella would be caught by surprise, but yeah, that just means I'm doubly screwed. So like a dumbass, I asked, just out of curiosity, what if I am with Goodfella for, a project? Is there something I should be worried about? Art Lad, I think she's mad, and I didn't get everything she said, but I'm pretty sure someone said something to her about Sourface meeting up with some girl, I think. It was at this point that my ears started to ring. Yeah, adrenaline will do that. All I could say is, gotta go now, and hung up the phone. I opened the door to face him and say, Goodfella, search your car. Goodfella gives a confused look and says, why? OP, dude, I called Art Lad and he, Goodfella, are you kidding me right now? OP, dude, just search your car. Goodfella, huh? Before we can do anything, I hear a car pulling in, and yeah, it's none other than Bonbon's car. Y'all, if this was a movie, guns would be drawn, but instead, I just got a very angry stalker girl holding a goddamn baseball bat and shouting at the top of her lungs, you home-wrecking bitch! And charging straight at me. So without thinking, fear of God in my throat, I got the fuck out of there. Writing this made me realize not only how I should have thought twice about this plan, but also how crazy this had become. I never thought that this would have happened. I mean, yeah, nobody ever thinks somebody's gonna come at him with a baseball bat, but it happens every day, so I don't know. Keep your head on a swivel. As far as all that goes, I'm minding my own fucking business. And OP says I wasn't fast enough because I was easily stopped by Miss Maldall, and Queenie, in her anger, swung the bat at me. I didn't have time to react or anything, and the bat landed right on my right knee, but it wasn't that hard of a swing. It did hurt, though, and threw me off balance. Again, I'm on the ground, in pain, so I shout, ah, what the hell, Queenie? I can't believe I trusted you! Goodfella, Queenie, what are you doing here? With a bat? Queenie then turns to Goodfella and says, shut up, Goodfella! You and Sourface have been causing me trouble, not letting me be with Art Lad. I tracked you down to see if this hoe was with you. Goodfella, Queenie, I just fought Sourface today. Like, why do you care, Queenie? She's trying to steal my man! OP, I am not with Art Lad. Both Bonbon and Miss Maldall looked at me like I was lying, and Queenie took another swing at me, but was stopped by Goodfella trying to take the bat away from her. Yeah, see, that's why you slip a tube sock over the end. Then you can pull that out of his hands real fast. Victories are born on second chances like that. Opie says, I took my chance to bounce and just tried to find somewhere to hide. I went into this alleyway and ducked behind a dumpster. I checked my phone to see that it was only 4 p.m., so I checked Google Maps and saw that it was only 4 blocks to the nearest metro. I tried to relax myself for a bit, but I still felt a bit off. My sweater might be stained with blood, but it's not like it was spilling out everywhere, just, a few spots here and there. I was wondering if I just called my family to pick me up. Would that work? I could lie about it, or I could risk the 4 blocks to get to the next train station and get home and tell them what happened to me. So I checked to see if anyone followed me and make my way over to the metro. I guess that's a good way to go. You don't want to drag family in the middle of this. I didn't think that Queenie had taps on Sourface, because why else would she get so pissed off? I was arriving at this crosswalk when I hear an engine and someone shouting on my left. If the blood weren't draining from my open cuts, well, the sight of this would have caused it to stop outright, because it was none other than Queenie and her yes men. I just ran across and headed into this plaza. This time I knew there were people, and I kept on running until I hit a dead end, and then I heard the loudest sound that I could ever hear. The sound ringing in my ears as my head made contact with Queenie's bat. But fuck, dude. I thought we were getting off easy. God damn. This time I couldn't get up. My vision was fuzzy. I'm not sure if Queenie was yelling at me or at someone else, but I was in and out of consciousness, and the last thing I can remember is people shouting. When I came to, I was on a hospital bed with not only my mother, but also my father. My mother hugs me so tight as soon as I wake up. Ay, mija, menina, no me moriste. Oh, honey, my daughter, you didn't die. You know what hits worse than being the one that put your friend into shit? Well, seeing your own mother crying and thinking that you're dead. I was kind of still in a state of confusion, so I asked my folks, where am I? Papa, mija, you're in the hospital. Some crazy bitch hit you in the head with a bat. OP, Mama, Papa, necesita decirte la verdad. I need to tell you the truth. With tears, I told them everything, and I do mean everything. My mother was less than pleased, to say the least, but what sent a chill down my spine is how calm my father was. A little too calm. My mother asked what's wrong, and my father said, your friend tells your past, puts you in the hands of a creeper, and instead of coming to us, you do this and have some cousin toucher beat the shit out of you? You can tell that his voice was filled with venom, and yet it was still calm. Papa's gonna stab a bitch, that's what I know. Opie says, Papa, please, ya sé que, I made things worse, but I never thought I was gonna get hurt. Papa just says, call him, now. Oh boy, with shaky hands I call Goodfella, and within the next few moments, Goodfella comes by. My father gets up, cuts the pleasantries, and gets straight to the point. My father gets up close to Goodfella, and he says, I may not have money, but I'm suing your disgusting family. If not for creeping, then putting my fucking kid in the hospital. Got it? Goodfella doesn't say anything. He just nods and leaves. Fast forward a couple weeks, when I was well enough to go back to class, Goodfella came up to me, and I thought he was going to yell at me about ruining the plan, but he had a big shit-eating grin. Long story short, Queenie's actions did not go over well with her stepdad. She had to tell them the truth about why she did it, or she wouldn't get bailed out. Someone did call the cops because they saw me running, covered in thorns, having cuts, and yeah, all this while a girl chases me with a baseball bat, and then I got hit with it. Well, it must have been a scary sight. True to his words, he cut him off completely, and I'm fuzzy on the details, but my father did try to find a lawyer, and he didn't want me to drop the charges, but I guess Goodfella's uncle agreed to pay for the damages. Yeah, cool. It's not like I developed vertigo from being hit in the head with a bat, and that totally wouldn't be a lifelong problem that I came to later use as a name on a Reddit account. Yeah, that is fucked up, dude. I would have taken him for a lot more. Like, thanks for the offer on the damages, but I think if we take it to court, we're going to get a lot more. Why don't you add a couple more zeros on there, okay? Lifetime of pain and suffering. I could take every fucking penny from you, it still wouldn't be enough. Yeah, sorry it happened, OP. Like, holy shit, I asked for fireworks in these stories, and this was, like, probably one of the biggest explosions that I've seen recently. You got hit in the head with a fucking bat? All this over some drama. A little friendship drama. That family's fucking nuts, bro. You stay away from them. Anyway, on the bright side, I wouldn't have to deal with Queenie or Sourface anymore. Since Queenie dropped out, the club was disbanded. So, where are they now? Well, Art Lad, Sourface, and Goodfella I'm putting aside because I don't want to spoil the other tales. But Queenie, well, I've been told she moved away because they didn't want Sourface and Queenie to hook up. I mean, haven't they already? I guess you're just trying to prevent, like, the waterhead babies that are inevitable. Thanks for reading. I know my storytelling's weird, but I tend to tell my stories in dialogue because I remember conversations better than events. Hope you like this saga, because I still got more. But don't worry, the rest of these tales don't involve any physical trauma. Drink lots of fluids, not Mountain Dew! And with peace and love, Dizzy out. Well, gosh, OP, always coming with some banger stories, and this one, yeah, I don't know how you can put the cherry. Like, there's OPs that have been put through shit, but I don't think anybody's been hit with a bat on the channel quite yet. So, congratulations. I'm also really sorry that it happened. Long-term physical repercussions, and you took a payout. A paltry sum, probably, compared to what could have been done with the courts. But I don't know. He might have just used money and tied you up in legal proceedings forever. So maybe the payout's the smarter thing. Gah. There truly is no winning, I guess. Although I would like to see a bit more justice for Sourface and Queenie. Maybe that part will come. And Goodfella, too. He's the one that pulled you into the shit pile. Like, Art Lad, by comparison, he came out smelling like roses, you know? I'm not going to say that I misjudged him or anything, but yeah, the whole thing did go too far. And I'm glad that you see that and are willing to own up to your mistakes and just be like, I don't know, bro. I did some dumb stuff. Like, that's sort of just how we get life figured out. I don't blame you one little bit for that. Let's see how the Gubbinses feel about this one.
It's less a story and more a slow-motion, nervous breakdown typed through clenched teeth. The part that wrecks me, the small human moments, the cousin with the donuts, the awkward sweater fitting, that little line, I want to vomit, carries more truth than all the shouting. Gubbins.
Very insightful. I didn't know where the Gubbins were going to take this one, but yeah, it seems they treat it with some reverence too. Well deserved. How about you, Dark One?
It isn't written, it's bled. Every paragraph screams, look what they did to me. And by the end, you can smell the signature written in blood under the punctuation. Pretty fucking heavy indeed. Dark Gubbins.
Pretty fucking heavy. I think that about sums it up. Thank you guys so much for enjoying the show. This is going to be a hell of a compilation at some point, I'll tell you that. But for now, I think we'll call this one wrapped. We might dip into the other parts a little bit later on down the line, you know. If you'd like to sign up on Patreon, YouTube memberships, that would be great. Support us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever podcast services are. Merch on the fourth wall, Amazon affiliate link in the description, etc., etc. Most importantly, friends, I want to remind you that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.